How fast can you cool? Fractal Design Venturi fans, not just for computers.
Oops. Gaming monitors have always occupied that single spot on the usability scale, primarily for gaming applications thanks to fast TN panels. Seriously, once you try 144 Hz for gaming, you just simply don't go back. It just feels slow and sluggish, and you don't know your way around the screen anymore. And for the longest time, gaming monitors suffered with bad colors and really poor viewing angles because IPS panels did not catch up yet to the refresh rate that we expect when we game, until now. This is the Acer XB270HU, which is a fantastic needed monitor on the market that checks off many features that would categorize this display as an ideal gaming monitor and an awesome multi-purpose display thanks to the resolution and panel quality. So this is a 27-inch panel at 2560 by 1440p resolution, refresh rate of 144 Hz, it is G-Sync equipped, and the cherry on top, it is an IPS display that offers far better viewing angles over other similarly priced TN gaming monitors, so it is targeted perfectly for gamers and also creative professionals. And this all comes at a competitive price point at $750 US. That kind of makes sense given the future-proof stance of this monitor. Now let's do a physical tour. Surrounding the panel is a thin, unexciting bezel with a circular foundation that integrates rotation directly at the base and not on the red ring around the stand. There's a convenient cutout to pass the cables with all the expected maneuverability with tilt, swivel, plenty of height adjustment that unfortunately reveals the cable pass-through space when at full height, and portrait mode is also available. I don't know how you feel about this, but the glossy plastic does not fit on such an expensive monitor, especially for the base that gets covered in dust quickly, and you can't comfortably store anything on top of the base. I know it's not an expectation from any monitor, but if Acer could just get rid of that slight curve, and I would have space for my Trabant and all other things I can place on the base. There are a pair of USB 3.0 ports on the left side, along with two more at the back of the monitor, a single display port due to limitations of the G-Sync module, but it would have been great to have more inputs here just in case that bypass the G-Sync module, but unfortunately that's not available. And finally, there is the power input. At the front bottom right corner, we find an ambient blue power LED with the physical buttons for OSD navigation that lets you access presets with 4 modes like Eco Drive, standard that boosts brightness to 100% and is set by default. The graphics preset is absolutely terrible, that messes up with the white tones and it loses a lot of the information in the highlights, and I don't know how this is meant for creative purposes. It's simply unusable. And the last is movie mode that shifts the entire color profile that is just not passable. We would recommend sticking to the user profile and you'll be golden. The second shortcut is brightness control. Then we have overdrive mode that helps boost pixel gray to gray response time, and you better stick to normal setting at 144 Hz to reduce ghosting. And then we can enable the ultra low motion blur that only works at 85 and 100 Hz when G-Sync is disabled, and that helps to deliver a cleaner motion at reduced brightness, which is a good alternative if your graphics does not support G-Sync. Lastly, you can enter the full menu, which gives you gamma and contrast control and adjust user color temperature with these RGB sliders. Now for the price of this monitor, the OSD is completely lacking and does not offer the same features that competing monitors offer. So for example, there is no 6-axis color calibration inside the monitor. There's no proper gamma adjustment. There's no easy game mode that you can select. And also the presets that are available, the 4 presets, are completely terrible and do not offer anything valuable to the user. So like the graphics mode is kind of insulting, how it blows out the highlights and you lose so much information. It boggles my mind. So you could go in and tinker with the RGB values, but to get the proper experience for color accuracy, you would need to use a color meter. Now for the panel itself, we were happy with the viewing angles. You lose a bit of brightness with extreme side-to-side orientation, but it's not a big deal. On the first panel though, color uniformity was significantly warmer in the top left corner, but was fine on the replacement unit. And one thing Acer could have done differently is an anti-glare coating that does blur out the light sources, but there's always a noticeable reflection element that could be just so annoying. But now, this is part of the review when all the drawbacks mentioned simply disappear when we get into the gaming section. The combination of 144Hz, G-Sync and IPS all round up for a really perfect experience. I truly cannot game on anything else anymore, especially for FPS, when your response is affected by fluidity of fast refresh, and nailing accurate aim feels fantastic, complemented by non-jittery and completely smooth frame rate thanks to G-Sync. And I think this monitor has something to do with me returning to play CSGO, because XB270HU is a perfect all-around foundation for first-person shooters. The IPS panel here is also part of the awesome equation. I'm satisfied with the contrast and vibrancy of the colors that goes hand in hand for strategy games where movement on screen is not as rapid as with FPS, but you certainly appreciate the fluidity of any movement thanks to the refresh rate and G-Sync, where frame rates around 40 FPS feel like they're in the range of 60 FPS, allowing mid-tier GPUs to drive your games properly. And concluding words, the Acer XB270HU is a truly unique gaming monitor that combines the best elements for a fantastic experience. Very happy to see an IPS panel at 144Hz and at this resolution, and also G-Sync enabled. From a functionality standpoint, the monitor stand is perfectly fine, but why all that gloss finish? Would be great to see a matte surface instead, and Acer really needs to catch up with the on-screen display and better anti-glare coating for those to be the king of gaming monitors. But despite the mentioned flaws, it is still one of a kind and deserves the Canucks Damn Innovative Award. Now let us know what you are gaming on. Would you consider the XB270HU as a multi-purpose monitor? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm Dmitry with Canucks. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow for more similar content, and we'll see you in the next one.